You have plenty of time. You absolutely have plenty of time. You just need to be better at managing it, and you need to be better at budgeting it. Okay? Okay. And action. Thank you so much for reporting to duty for the Pretty Princess Command Center, episode 36, where we're going to be going over everything you need to know about how to organize and optimize your time. And you know what? It's not even everything you need to know. It's what I want you to know because it's what works for me. And I feel like a lot of people will watch my content and they'll be like, oh, she's a type A girly. Like, she does not have ADHD. She's just so organized. So no. If you met me circa 4 years ago, you'd be like, oh, this bitch doesn't even know what the word planning means. Okay? I've always thrived with structure. I've always thrived with, like, I need the structure, but I've always also rebelled against structure that wasn't applied to my life on my own doing, you know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I haven't always been as organized as I currently am, and it definitely is something that it took a lot of time to master, because I remember literally my senior year of high school, I remember spending my first period class, which is AP Psychology, which I wish I paid a little bit more attention in, but it was my first class. And I literally remember I would make my daily agenda in that class. Like, for the first 15 minutes of that class, I would, like, get my highlighters out and my pens to make sure everything was pretty, and I would spend so much time organizing and planning, and then I would never actually do anything because the plans and the organization that I did wasn't actually beneficial to what I needed. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you're somebody who's like, no, like, I could never be that organized, I could never plan that many things out. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just need to figure out in a way that works best for you. And these, in my opinion, there's literally only 3 things, okay? There's literally only 3 things that we're going to talk about in this episode. And they're literally all you need, okay? Okay, so, as always, if you want to become an official Pretty Princess and join the Command Center, all you have to do is subscribe, yes, to the YouTube channel. My streaming services girlies, I love you so much. I love you so much, but if you want to be an official Pretty Princess, you gotta subscribe, okay? Okay, because that's where this all started. And that's half the fun of it, is like the vibes, okay? And eventually I think I probably will have the videos go up onto Spotify, but for now we're rocking with YouTube because YouTube's rocking with us. So, without further ado, let's get into phase 1. So, the first and possibly most important aspect of being better at managing your time is you need to create routines that are actually going to stick, because it's one thing to have a routine that you do for a little and then you kind of fall off because you're like, it doesn't really matter. It's not really doing that much for me. No. You need to create routines that you literally are so excited to perform that, like, it's what gets you out of the bed in the morning. Oh my goodness. Only 2 routines you absolutely need to make, quote unquote need. Morning routine, evening routine. That's it. Start your day right, end your day right, and then it's just a cycle that'll continue, and you're just gonna be so happy. You're gonna be the prettiest, most productive princess there ever was in the land, okay? On top of making these routines, you have to understand that just because a routine works for you currently doesn't mean that in 2 weeks from now it's gonna be working for you still. And that doesn't even mean it's a bad routine. Same thing with plans. Like, when you make a plan and you stick with it and you follow it, and then you realize, like, oh, I kind of want to switch this up a little bit, especially if you're someone like me and you have, you know, if you have ADHD, or if you just have the type of personality where you really do like change happening. I love change, but I love structure, and I thrive in structure when I'm able to change it. And that's what I love so much about routines. I feel like a lot of people, they'll hear like, oh, make a routine, follow a plan, follow your calendar, and they feel so boxed in by it. They feel like, no, I want to be able to do what I want, when I want, however I want. That's the beauty of routines. That's the beauty of planning, because you're giving yourself this whole structure to do whatever you want in it. But you've built the boundary walls, okay? So you know when you, like, your most productive self, which inevitably when you have routines and you're creating those happy hormones in your brains by following these routines and doing things that are actually beneficial for you, you're going to be happier. When you're happier, you do better in life. When you do better in life, you get more done, you achieve more goals, you're a better person to be around, like all these things. So at the core, like, your routine is so important, but also realize you can change these around. Like, it's not like I must do this and I must do this and I have to do this and I have to do this. Obviously, if you feel that way, you feel that way, and that's what you want to do. But for my girlies, for my princesses who don't feel that way, for my princesses who feel like routines box you in and strip you of your freedoms, just know they don't. It's just like discipline. Discipline is not something to fear. Discipline is not something to, it's not something to dread. Discipline is a safety net for when your motivation fails, for when your feelings fail, your feelings don't align with what you want, right? Discipline is the safety net. Routines are the safety net. Same thing. Not having a routine is what makes you start to feel super chaotic and super out of control in your own life, right? Like, I've used this example before, but you know that feeling when your alarm was set for 7 o'clock and you need to leave your house by 8, and you woke up at 7:45 and you're just like, oh my gosh, and you spring out of bed, your heart is racing, everything is just, oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is happening, and you're running around, you're grabbing things, and you're like, fuck, I forgot to get gas, I have to get gas in the morning too, and now I don't have enough time to get gas, so like, what am I... That's how life normally feels when you don't have routines. And even if it doesn't feel chaotic necessarily in a bad way, it's just chaos, and it's really hard to thrive in chaos. And that's the beauty of routines, is that you could create structure despite whatever your external environment is, despite the chaos that's already happening around you. You have the ability to create that structure for yourself. And routines don't have to be like these 18 step, like, first I'm gonna do this, and then at 4:15 a.m. I'm doing that. Routines literally are just the steps that you follow every morning, every night, okay? Your morning routine can literally be 6:30, wake up, 6:34, brush teeth, 6:37, make a cup of coffee, 6:40, read the newspaper. Like, that could be your morning routine. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be this whole elaborate, like, oh, ice my face and dermaplane and red light therapy. I mean, mine is kind of dramatic a little bit, but also, I'm at a point now where my old morning routine that I had 2 weeks ago, she's kind of pissing me off a little bit. I'm kind of not feeling stoked on her. So did I add something new into my morning routine? Yes, I did. I added education courses into my morning routine because I was like, I do really like to use my brain in the morning. And that's why I like to, I'll meditate and I'll read the Bible and I'll play New York Times games, which... Bummer city that they paywalled the mini. Am I giving them my $5 a month now? Yes, of course I am. I had to. I know I'm part of the problem when I do that, but like, I'm sorry, you can't take the mini away from me. But I am a little bit pissed off that I have to pay for a 1-minute crossword puzzle. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Also, another amazing thing about routines is that they don't have to be time stamped, right? Like, your morning routine doesn't have to start at 6:30 when you wake up. You don't have to wake up at 6:30 for your morning routine to start. Your morning routine could just simply be, when I wake up, I do this, 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 and this, and then I go about my day. That's all. Same thing for the evening routine. Personally, I like having timestamps just because that's how my brain works the best, because the more structure I apply to my life, the better I am. And the better I perform. Not even like, oh, I'm being more successful, I'm being more this, but like, if I don't give myself these time constraints to fit within, I won't get anything done. And that's because innately and naturally, what I naturally always want to do, I am the biggest procrastinator you'll ever meet. I like to call myself a former procrastinator because I've put these things in place to actually be able to manage my time in a way that gets me to get the most amount of stuff done. But when I don't have all these implemented, I'm like, la, 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 I'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and like, oh, fuck, it's 7 o'clock already. It's 7 p.m. and I haven't done any of my work. I haven't checked my emails. I haven't studied. I haven't done this. I haven't left the house. I haven't left my bedroom. I haven't eaten. Like, if I don't have these, like, this is happening right now, and this routine needs to happen so that the rest of your day can happen, I'm a basket case, okay? Like, I'm not gonna get anything done. And on top of that, with the routines being, they don't have to be like, at this time we do this, at this time we do this. A beautiful part about routines is that you've put the stepping stones in place, right? It's kind of like, think about your makeup routine, right? You have your makeup routine, you do your primer, you do your foundation, you do your concealer, your cream contour, your cream blush. You have the steps in place. It doesn't mean that you don't try new products every once in a while. It doesn't mean that you're trying a new foundation today. It doesn't mean you're trying like, you know what I'm saying? Once you have the steps put in place, you can swap them out for whatever you want, whenever you want. So for example, part of my evening routine is to read for 20 minutes before bed. Sometimes the last fucking thing I want to do after a long day is read a book. Even if I love the book, even if I know that's what my brain should be doing, sometimes I want to put on a show. And I want to wind down by falling asleep to a show. So that's like, okay, we'll swap out the reading and we'll put in this. I'm seeing a visual of like swapping out CDs. I don't know why. Anyway, they don't have to be so serious all the time. I know that a lot of people like to make, okay, this is the routine I do when I'm feeling my absolute best, when I'm at 100%. This is a routine I do when I'm at 75%. This is my 50% routine, and this is my 25% routine. I personally don't have it like that, but I just kind of pick and choose. So it's like, I don't really feel like reading tonight. I'm not gonna say, okay, well, I'll revert to this routine. Like, I'm not that structured, but I do allow myself to alter my routine when I see fit. Like, sometimes I don't want to do my red light mask in the morning. I don't know why. Sometimes it just pisses me off in the morning. I'm like, this is a heavy mask on my face and I don't like how it feels. So sometimes I don't do it. Shocking, I know. Or it's perfect, especially if you have a schedule that kind of just always is fluctuating. Like, sometimes I'll cover, this week actually, I'm covering a shift for one of the girls I work with, and it's a closing shift, and I'll be getting home well past my bedtime. So obviously I'm not gonna want to do my full evening routine when it's already past my bedtime. Like, I'm gonna want to come home, wash my face, brush my teeth, and go to bed. That's what I'm gonna want to do. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. And I know that, and because I can stay disciplined with my routines for the rest of the week, and I already have a morning routine in place, so even if I can't do my evening routine, it's like, well, I already did my morning routine. So, and no, they don't, you can't just swap them out whenever, but it's whatever works for you. Just don't think of a routine as something that's going to constrict you and force you to have to do a certain thing the same exact way every single day. It's literally just, it's a safety net, just like discipline, like we were already saying. And of course, like everything else we do in the command center, literally the only reason we're doing all these things is to help us become the girl of our dreams, to foster us becoming the best version of ourselves, the version of ourselves that literally has everything we could possibly want to have, that does everything we could possibly want to do, like that. This is all this is for, right? So, like, are there days where I literally give up and don't give a fuck? Absolutely. Like, I literally went to the gym for the first time today in probably a month, and I worked out, and it felt amazing, and I'm so happy to be back in my regular routines. But it's like, okay, well, the last month I haven't been doing that, okay? It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love having routines and things to fall back into, because it's like, if you get in the habit of having your routines as the baseline, then you never actually like fall out of them. You don't necessarily revert back. So for example, what I'm trying to say here is, like, my routine is something I fall back into. Like, that's my safety net, is my routines. When I'm not doing my routines, I feel like, oh, like I don't love this, like it's not making me the most happy. Like, I'm okay with it, but like I know that my cup would feel a lot more full right now if I had my routines. So as opposed to slipping into the old habits of falling out of your routines, it's I get out of my routine, but then I fall into my old habit of having routine. So I kind of flipped them so that my healthy habit is the thing that I fall back into. Because obviously the saying, fall back into your old habits die hard, that usually has a negative connotation. It usually means you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing. But in the case of building this structure and this routine for yourself, you're gonna love so much how it makes you feel that you're gonna fall back into it. Like, when you get out of it, you're not even gonna feel happy that you're out of it. Like, it's not gonna be fulfilling. You're gonna want to slip back into, oh, I need to go back to my routines because that's where I feel the happiest. If you're like, all right, where do I start with the routines? Like, what do I do? How do I start this? I don't know how to build a routine. I'm gonna tell you, pick a morning routine or a night routine, but ideally pick a morning and a night routine, okay? Those are the only two that I think you should absolutely have. You could make other routines in the middle, but we'll get into that. So basically, the best way to build a routine that works for you is literally just think about what you want out of each day of your life. What is going to serve you and what do you want? That's the basis of what routines are built for. Like, you go to the gym, you follow a gym routine because you want a certain result out of that routine. Same thing goes for your morning routines and your evening routines. So for me, I really prioritize having a nice slow morning routine. It doesn't mean that I'm just laying in bed lounging around, but I don't like to have to get up and go. So I like to wake up an hour and a half, 2 hours before I have to leave my house. So for example, today, I didn't have to leave my house until 7:30-ish, roughly 7:45. I woke up at 6. I had a lovely morning routine. It was amazing. And then I left my house and I went and did my workout. And that's part of my morning routine, is my workout. But again, we'll get into that later. But that's something I prioritize. I prioritize having calm, peaceful mornings, and I've always prioritized that. anytime, like literally back when I was in school, I would literally wake up at 5 a.m. every single day so that I could just wake up, make a cup of coffee, and like put on an episode of a show while I was finishing homework, or put on a movie. So, Halloween Town, I'm telling you guys, September, I love the fall. Halloween Town was always my background movie, like September, October, November, just to have playing in the background. I just love the vibes. I just love that calm. I just want a moment to myself before I have to go out into the real world. That's basically what I like the most and what serves me the best for my morning routine. And I know some people are like, oh, like you wake up 2 hours before you have to leave the house. Like, no thanks, I'll prioritize sleep. Guess what? I do prioritize sleep because I have a night routine. I have an evening routine that makes sure that I do get to prioritize my sleep, and I just don't prioritize it close to when I have to leave my house in the morning because I prioritize me time in the morning first. I really like working out in the morning. I don't like working out first thing in the morning, and I used to like working out first thing in the morning. My alarm would go off at 4:45, and I would give myself those 15 minutes before 5 to get ready for the gym, kind of wake up a little bit, put my gym outfit on. 5 o'clock, I'd leave to go to the gym. I'd get to the gym by like 5:15, and I'd work out, and I'd literally be done with my workout by like before 7. Like I'd be home before 7:30 in the morning, and I've already worked out. I used to really like that until I started hating it. And that's the beauty of routines. It's like, okay, this was serving me for a little bit, but now it's not serving me anymore, and I need to go back to having my slow morning before I go to my workout. But knowing me, I have to work out in the morning. Not only does it make me feel better, like I just have more energy throughout the day, I'm the type of person that I will get done with my day and I will find 1,000,010 reasons not to go to the gym. Not because I don't want to go to the gym, no, because I don't feel like going to the gym. So I'm like, well, what if I have plans? And that's my thing too, is like in the morning, if I get it done in the morning, it gets done regardless. I don't know day to day what my nights are going to look like. I don't know how long I'll be filming for. I don't know how long editing will take me. Like, I don't know if randomly my friends and I are going to decide to go out to dinner, or if I'm going to be on the phone with someone. Like, I don't know what my evenings look like, but I know what my mornings look like. I know how my mornings can look. So that's why I prioritize something that I care about, which is moving my body and staying healthy and staying fit and staying active. I prioritize that in a time where I know that it isn't really going to be compromised. And it makes sure that I get it done. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, fuck, it's the morning, I gotta work out. Sometimes that's how it is. This morning, I was so excited to work out because I haven't gone in so long. But you know, sometimes I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go to the gym. But then once I'm there, I'm always really happy that I'm there. And for everyone that wants to be like, well, I have to go to work in the morning, I have to go to work at 8 o'clock, I assure you, you can have the same luxury, okay? Because I used to have to be at work at 8 a.m. I woke up at 4. I woke up at 4 in the morning, okay? And I know that's not even that crazy because so many people wake up earlier than that. I woke up at 4 in the morning. That gives me 4 hours before I had to be at work, right? I wake up at 4. My work was like 15 minutes away from my house. So I have to leave my house at, let's call it 7:40, okay? I went to the gym. I had my me time in the morning. I showered. I got ready. I did a full face of makeup. Like, I made it work. Did I go to bed at 9:30? Yeah, I did. However, my mornings were more sacred to me than my evenings were. So that's why I was okay with prioritizing my sleep at night rather than in the morning. See, having a set morning routine and evening routine that you follow is one of the easiest ways to start optimizing your time and just managing everything and like getting the most out of your life. Because you already have all of these things already done in your day before your day has even started. And the same thing for the evening. It's like you already have all of this set out, calm, chill time. After like a long day, you get to unwind with this peaceful routine that you've set up for yourself. Routines have to feel good in the moment for you to stick to them. And I'm not telling you that when your alarm goes off in the morning, it's gonna feel great. But we all know how good it feels to actually wake up to your alarm and do the things you told yourself you're gonna do, as opposed to snoozing your alarm, waking up an hour and a half after your alarm went off and thinking, fuck, try again tomorrow. No, that doesn't feel good. Routines have to feel good in the moment for you to stick to them. That's why I will reiterate, it's so important to understand that you can change your routines, you could alter your routines to serve you the best from each day to each day. It's not you're not gonna always wake up with the same feeling and the same mood every single day. So you wake up and you tell yourself that you're gonna go do this workout. Maybe that workout usually looks like a really heavy lifting session, but today you're on the treadmill for 25 minutes watching a movie. That's what you're doing today. That's all you got in you. That's cool. You still followed your routine. You kept the promise you're gonna make to yourself. You still got your shit done. You just did it at your capacity for that day. Routines are literally something that will help your brain wire itself as best as humanly possible, because it is like a biological thing to, you know, prefer the instant gratification, but it helps you get used to it. It helps train you to understand desiring delayed dopamine rather than the instant gratification that you feel from snoozing your alarm or not doing the things that you tell yourself you're going to do. With that being said, we're going to move into phase 2, time blocking. Implement it. I don't care if you don't like it or if it doesn't work for you, because if it doesn't work for you, you're just not doing it right, and I will stand by that. Okay, time blocking will change your life, because it changed mine. And if it changed mine, that means something, and that's actually probably doesn't mean much, but like, oh my gosh, when I tell you time blocking, and I'm sure you've heard of it before, these are not new things that I'm telling you about. Time blocking, routines. The next thing we're going to talk about is habit stacking. Okay, I was going to keep it a secret, but why not? Why not throw it in there, a little surprise? You know, it's actually, I guess it'd be not a surprise anymore. So anyway, time blocking. Time blocking honestly might be the thing that single-handedly changed the game for me when I learned about time blocking, and when I learned how to do it in a way that worked for me. Because at first when I was starting it, I was doing it in a way that people kept telling me to do it, that it wasn't working for me. It works for me now. And I honestly, the best weeks of my life, which you could look on the vlog channel, to see how much I implement time blocking in my routines and how it changes my life. Like, I'm sure you could tell from each vlog to each vlog, like when I'm in my routines and I'm following my time block schedule versus when I'm not, like I'm sure you could see the energy difference in the vlog. And like I was saying in the very beginning, like some people are gonna hear like, oh, make a routine and time block, and think like, oh, I'm not that girl, I could never be that organized, I can never do that. Yeah, like I was saying, me either, okay? I was the type of person, I would buy a calendar or a planner at the beginning of the school year, and I would write in it for a week, and I would never write in it again. And then in November, I'd be like, oh, right, let me write in that again. And I'd be like, well, no, the reason I'm not writing in this is because it's just not really working for me, so I'll go buy a new one. I haven't bought a paper planner since 2023, okay? But from the years of, we'll call it 2018 to 2023, I probably purchased at least 18 paper planners. That's not normal. The only time you should be purchasing 18 paper planners is if you're purchasing them over the course of 18 years. So when I learned how to time block properly in a way that worked for me, like, it changed the game, okay? Okay. The first reason I absolutely love time blocking, it holds an air, a mystique, an aura, an energy of self-induced pressure, self-induced time crunch, self-induced deadlines, which I love. And if you're a procrastinator, you probably love a deadline. And you love waiting until this close to the deadline to start the project that we're talking about, right? Right. Because that's exactly how I am, which is why I can call myself a former procrastinator, but do I still act in accordance with my natural procrastination tendencies? Yes, I do. I just have decided, you know what? This is something that has pissed me off in the past, like being a procrastinator, that pisses me off. It bugs me. I don't like it. I can't just like snap out of it, right? I can't just, oh, well, I'm not going to be a procrastinator anymore. No, I need a structure in place to make that not happen. So guess what? I still get to be satisfied with my procrastinator tendencies without procrastinating, because I can time block. So when I time block my calendar and I give myself 2 hours to film 10 short form videos, we're locked the fuck in. I'm like, oh shit, I only have 2 hours to do this, and the clock is ticking. Oh my gosh, especially if I put the timer on my phone, because anytime I look at my phone, I'm like, oh, shit, like we only have 39 minutes left. Like, oh my gosh, we have to go. I love that. I love that. If you're a competitive person, if you're a procrastinator, like, you are going to absolutely love time blocking. Personally, I time block with Google Calendar. And if you've been here, you know how much I love Google Calendar. Honestly, I do feel like I've probably said Google Calendar more in the last 365 days than anybody else ever has, ever. I feel like I talk about it all the time. I love it so much. I don't know how I got through anything without it. I really don't. I did because I did it, but I don't know how I did it. Not efficiently, I'll tell you that much, not efficiently. And if you are gonna start time blocking and you're like a paper planner girly, like I'm gonna recommend that you just Google Calendar is free. It's free, okay? It's online, which I still write a daily plan with a pen and paper every single day, because I can't be somebody that only plans my life digitally. Like, I have to write it down what I'm doing every single day. But Google Calendar for time blocking, gorgeous. You can also do it on Apple Calendar. like on your MacBook or on your phone if you have an iPhone, MacBook, whatever. Notion, no. Actually, Notion calendar, like on its own separate thing, I feel like you definitely can, but the calendar database view in Notion, no. Okay? We're gonna stick with Google Calendar. That's what I'm recommending to you. Like, that's my prescription for you for time blocking is Google Calendar. So I actually need to pull this up because I have quite a few calendars, and this is where I decided I'm gonna start time blocking in my own way rather than the way that people keep telling me to time block. Because I was seeing online a lot of people were time blocking. It's like, oh, like creative block or deep work block. Like, no. That's not working for me, because what does that mean? What is deep work? I need to visually see what I'm doing for me every second of the day to be able to make this work for me. So because my job is social media, I don't know how many different calendars I have, but if you get Google Calendar, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Sorry, you'll have to figure this out. But because social media is my job, I have a calendar for editing, filming, admin, and content planning. So those are my 4 work calendars, which make up my 4 work time blocks, right? I also like to plan my daily life, my social life on Google Calendar as well, because also you need to see how your regular daily life fits into your work schedule. Like, you know, having just a work calendar and then just a personal life calendar, like you need to see how this all fits into your life. So for my daily life and social life calendars, I have a calendar for errands, just like daily errands. Like, oh, I include my workouts as daily errands just because it's something I do daily, but like grocery shopping. And then I have my pink collar job. When I work at the tanning salon, so I have a separate calendar for that job because I want to see it blocked out in the, like I want to see my time blocked out when I'm going to be putting my time into that job. And then I also have a calendar for events and extracurriculars and education. I put those all into one. So just really anything I'm doing with my free time that I could be doom scrolling, I could be doing XYZ, I could be doing whatever I want. Basically my free time. And so I have a calendar for that. So that's, what is that? 7 calendars? I don't know, 6, 7 calendars. That's how many calendars I use on Google Calendar. And it sounds like, oh my gosh, 6 calendars. You're not actually flipping through 6 calendars. Like, I'll pull this up really quickly just so you can see. If you've never seen Google Calendar, verbally it's confusing, but if you saw it, you'd be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. This is like the overview of my calendar so far this week. I usually plan out my full week on Sundays. This week got a little bit confusing because some things moved around, so I haven't gotten fully into that. But as you could see, I have all these different little blocks of time, and they're all different colors, okay? The red stuff up at the top, those are tasks, which we're not going to get into on here because we're not talking about only Google Calendar. I wish we were, but that's basically what it means. So I have all these blocks of time, and each different color is a different calendar, which basically is just a different area of my life, what I'm doing. So whether it's, okay, I'm right now in the time block, we're filming episode 36. That's where we are in the time block. Like, that's literally, you can see the little red line is down there. That's where we are. We're in the time block, okay? So when I look at my week as a whole, I get to see, like, okay, I'm making sure that I'm prioritizing this extracurricular. I'm making sure I'm prioritizing my education. I'm making sure I'm prioritizing work. I'm prioritizing time with friends. I'm prioritizing time with family. I can really see how I spend each of my weeks and each of my minutes of every day. Which I know sounds so like dramatic, but it time blocks in hours. It's like not like minute number 1, you're doing that. Like, it's not that crazy, I swear. And when you can see it all planned out like that, you literally just wake up each day and you're like, oh, I'm just following the plan. I'm just doing what my calendar is telling me to do. Like, it takes the stress out of everything. Literally one of the best ways that you can optimize your brain better is by making less decisions and doing something like time blocking your whole week and scheduling out your whole week with something like Google Calendar that automatically will set things into time blocks. Literally takes all the stress out of doing anything. Because you don't even have to think about, oh, what am I going to do? Well, am I in the mood to do that? It doesn't matter. It's on the calendar. Fucking go do it. And like I was saying before, your routines are not made to keep you stuck. They're not made to box you in and keep you small and keep you uncreative. They're literally designed to take a burden off of your life. Because guess what? They were designed, like, your routine and your time block and your whole week schedule was created by somebody who knows what she was talking about, and it's literally you. Because you went into this time blocking schedule, you went into making this routine, you went into designing, carefully curating these time blocks, when you're going to do this, when you're going to get this done, when you're going to prioritize this. You went into it knowing, like, okay, this is the way that this is all going to work out perfectly, seamlessly. All you have to do is wake up and just follow what you planned. And like I was saying, I love setting a timer on my phone while I'm doing this too. So let's say my first time block is from 10 to 1. Literally, anytime I want to go on my phone to get distracted, I'll see the timer on my phone, 1, and I'll be like, oh fuck, like I only have this amount of time left, which will make me not want to do it. And two, like I love a deadline. So if I know that alarm's gonna beep, 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 like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hear it. I want to get it done before that so I can make sure that doesn't happen. Like when I tell you guys, I used to be a procrastinator. There was a teacher I had for 2 years in high school. He assigned for both of the classes, he assigned a 9 weeks project, okay? We had 9 weeks to complete this project. That is 2 months and some change to complete a project. I waited, the first year I had in my freshman year, okay? I waited till not only the night before it was due, we had a hurricane coming to where I live in Florida, so school got canceled. So I was like, I'll just start it later. Like, we're not going to school tomorrow anyway. Did I get it done? Yes, of course I did, because that's how procrastinators work, is like you have to wait until that last possible moment so you can lock in and put 110% of your focus in. That's how I am. If I have this whole window of time to get anything done, I'm like, la 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 la, I'll just take my time and I'll do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like I was saying, I need the walls to start closing in, so I know I have to sprint to get to the end. Like that's how I need to function. That's how I function properly and to the best of my ability. That's why I love time blocking, because it forces me to do that. It's just self-induced pressure, which you can also make this non-self-induced pressure if you like tell your friends, or if you like have an accountability partner, you know what I'm saying? So that's time blocking. So let's move to phase 3, which you guys already know. I ruined the surprise. It's habit stacking. If you've read Atomic Habits, good for you. That's where almost everybody learns about habit stacking. I love Atomic Habits. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, read Atomic Habits, which are really good. Very good book. I love it. The definition of habit stacking is a behavior change strategy that involves pairing a new habit with an existing, well-established daily routine to make the new habit easier to remember and perform. So basically, you have a vital part of your daily routine. You have a vital, like this is something that happens every single day. For example, brewing your coffee in the morning after you wake up. That's something you know without fail you're going to do every single day. But let's say there's like a new habit that you're trying to incorporate. Tack it onto that. Do it while your coffee's brewing. That's habit stacking. This allows you to optimize your time so that you're getting more done in the same amount of time. For me, I like to put the dishes away every morning because I am someone, I'll run my dishwasher every night. Ever since I saw that, I think it was Dawn or Cascade, I saw a dishwasher commercial that said that, did you know that hand washing your dishes actually uses more water than dishwashing your dishes? I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Dishwasher's getting ran every single night. Obviously not if it's like literally 2 plates are in it. But most nights the dishwasher is full enough to get run anyway. So every morning I go into the kitchen, I fill my little coffee pug because I use the reusable K-cups. I fill my coffee thing, brew it. While I brew it, I speed round, put the dishes away. And usually it only leaves me enough time to put the clean dishes to unload the dishwasher. So it only leaves me enough time to take the clean dishes out of the dishwasher, put them away in the cabinets and everything. And then I'm like, fuck, since I'm here, I'm already halfway through it. And because we ran the dishwasher and it was nighttime, there's usually not any dishes in the sink that need to be put in. And if there are, it'll literally take me 2 seconds. So I've habit stacked because I need to do the dishes every day because that's something that needs to get done. So I do it while I'm already doing something that I do literally every single day without fail. I habit stacked. And I get more done in less time, you know? Because what else am I going to be doing when my coffee's brewing? Just like watching it brew? Okay. Boring. I'm going to give myself a challenge. I'm going to see how many dishes I can put away before my coffee's done brewing. Hello? How fun. It's gamifying your life. That's why I'm saying, like, these are not the demons. These are not obstacles. Habit stacking, routines, time blocking, scheduling, organizing, like, it is not the enemy. It's fun. It's fun. Believe me. Trust me, it's fun. Or, for example, let's say that you work from home and every day you have an hour-long lunch break and you literally only take 20 minutes of that lunch break to eat, and the next 40 minutes you doom scroll, or you watch 2 episodes of a show, or an episode of a show, whatever. But you don't use that time wisely, and I'm not saying that you have to use every single second of your life wisely, like whatever, like I get it, we're humans, like we want to chill the fuck out sometimes. But if you're already in the middle of a work day, and you only take those 20 minutes to eat, and you have another 40, why not just use the momentum of already having your work day to get something done? Or maybe that's when you'll do the dishes and clean the kitchen, or maybe that's when you'll go on a 20-minute walk and get however many steps a 20-minute walk can get you in of your 10,000 steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, find space in your life that you are already doing something consistently, almost guaranteed that it's gonna happen every single day, and figure out a way to tack something else onto that that's not taking away from what you already have. Like me doing the dishes while my coffee is brewing is literally not taking away anything from the experience, because the experience is it would literally just be me standing in my kitchen waiting for my coffee to brew. It's not like taking away peace from my life. It's not taking away leisure from my life. It's not taking away chill time. Like, it's really not. So let's pretend that we're gonna implement all of these things into one. So let's say you've already scheduled out your whole week, and in your Google Calendar from let's call it 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is when your hour-long lunch break is. And when you look at your Google Calendar, you have that time blocked into the calendar. So when you look at your calendar, it literally says lunch break, and it's blocked out from 1 to 2. And it's like that from Monday through Friday, which is why I do absolutely recommend using something like Google Calendar or just a digital calendar to time block, because you can automate it so it repeats itself all the time. So like your work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, it's gonna repeat every single week. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You have that lunch break, and you've adopted a routine in which from 1 to 1:20, that's when you're eating. Like, you've already meal prepped, you've already done all this stuff, so you literally just take your food out of the fridge, you heat it up, and you're eating for the next 20 minutes, whatever. Maybe you're scrolling on your phone during that time, maybe you're watching TV during that time, but then for the remaining 40 minutes, now let's have it stack and build a routine within that time block we've already cut out for ourselves. So let's say on Wednesdays, that's when you like to do your laundry, and you start the wash in the morning, and then you put them in the dryer at like 11. So by 1 o'clock, everything's dry. So on Wednesdays, your routine on Wednesday is after you eat, so after 1:20, you put on a show, and you go get your clothes out of the dryer, and you fold your clothes, and you put them away. Your laundry has been washed, folded, and put away for the week. And you did this in your lunch break. So you didn't have to worry about doing it after work. You didn't have to worry about doing it before work. You didn't have to worry about not doing it all that week. So the next week your laundry piles up and then it's a big problem. You fit it into something you were already doing. You built a routine within your week. You said, okay, on Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing this. And the beauty of that is like, okay, well, maybe on Wednesday, like you just didn't do that. You could do it on Thursday. You can do it on Monday, whatever you want. Maybe on Thursdays, you really like to go to your favorite coffee shop because they do deals on Thursdays where you get a medium coffee and a free muffin. And on Thursdays, after that 20 minutes, you get in your car, you drive yourself to your little coffee shop, and you get your coffee and your muffin, and you drive home, and you go back to work with a coffee and a muffin. You know what I'm saying? You can make different routines, quote unquote routines, every single day. You can do whatever you want. It's just a puzzle. Like, the more puzzle pieces you have, the more puzzle pictures you can create. It's so exciting. It's like Legos, not a puzzle. It's literally like Legos. Like, imagine your life is just a giant box of Legos. Like, you can put together whatever you want. When you design a routine that works for you and actually fulfills you, and you go through your days in a time block format, and then on top of that you implement habit stacking, you're literally going to feel like a superhuman. You're going to feel like, how is my life still so chill? How is my life still so calm and cozy and relaxed while I have so much structure? But really, it's like, I still feel like I can do whatever I want. I just get so much shit done before the day is even close to being over. Like, you are going to be so amazed, because I'm telling you guys, like, I don't love somebody telling me to be at a certain place at a certain time. I don't love having to follow, but like, when it's mine, when I get to build it for myself, when I get to choose how it looks, yeah, I love it. And I know, like, some people are really like, I literally, like, why the fuck is like, why are you wound so tightly? Like, take this stick out of your ass and live a little. No, sorry, I have goals to achieve. So if I don't structure my life in a way that's going to slingshot me into like achieving these goals and getting all my shit done, like, I have a lot of shit to get done. And it's not gonna get done by me just saying, I wonder what I have to get done. No, it's gonna get done by me getting the shit done. That's how it works. That's how anything works, right? Football's time blocked. There's 4 quarters in football. Something so fun, something so amazing like football, American football. I know I got a lot of UK girlies, American football. 4 quarters. They're time blocking a sport. They're time blocking a game. They're time blocking America's favorite pastime. Okay, like, it's not that crazy. Time blocking is not like a, oh my gosh, like, you must be so type A, you must be so this. No, girl, football does it. Soccer does it. Footy from my UK. Your football. Footy. Soccer. 2 halves. Perfect. Time blocked. 2 halves to win the game or lose the game. Figure it out. You either do it or you don't. We live our lives. There's 7 days in a week. There's 24 hours in a day. Our whole entire lives are literally dictated by time. They're dictated by, you wake up today and it's Monday, and you have 24 hours until it's Tuesday, and then you have 24 hours till it's Wednesday, and then this holiday and this season and this, like, our whole life is dictated by time. So why would we not want to take what our life is literally controlled by, is time, okay, and use it to the best of our abilities and optimize our own life given the time that we have? Like, why would you not organize it exactly how you want it rather than wasting it doing shit that, like, you don't even know what you're doing? Like, when you get in, like, those doom scrolling binges and you, like, look and it's like, wow, I've literally been sitting here for 45 minutes and I don't even know what I've been doing with my life for the last 45 minutes. Like, why would you not optimize your time in a way where you can actually be 100% present with yourself and know exactly what you're doing all the time, day to day, hour to hour? Like, it's like, no, I know exactly what I did, and I'm proud of exactly what I did because I did exactly what I told myself I was gonna do. Now you know the things that I think that you should be doing are the things that really help me, okay? It's time to make the blueprint. So get out your Pretty Princess playbook and sit down and lock in, because we're gonna make the blueprint for you to start organizing your life and optimizing your time, okay? First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna create a time budget. This is literally, think of a financial budget, but with time. So instead of organizing how much you spend going out to eat, what are your utilities, what are your budgeting your time. So think about all the things you spend your time doing, okay? Your hobbies, your extracurriculars, the time you block out to spend with friends and family, your work, your side hustles, your whatever you do, time you volunteer, like whatever it is you do, just figure out all the things you do in life, you make time for in life. So here is what I have crafted for you to think of. So basically, work, and this is your regular job plus any side hustles that you're doing or businesses that you're starting or whatever. Education, this is anything that falls under the category. It doesn't have to mean college or school, because I'm not in college anymore. I do prioritize my education still. It could be online courses, educational reading, language classes, Skillshare, masterclass, TED Talks that you're watching. Literally, it could be audiobooks that you're actively listening to, taking notes on, like whatever it is. Household chores or errands, grocery shopping, cleaning, laundry, picking up the kids from school, and then hobbies and extracurricular activities, workouts, classes, daily hobbies, dinner with friends, family time, anything like that. So that's kind of the rough guideline for how you're budgeting your time. But obviously you could be as detailed as you want or as not detailed as you want, but just like, this is you basically filling your Lego box, right? All the pieces are everything that you do to spend your time. You can see all the things that you're juggling and the things that you're doing. So now it's time to make a morning routine but I will say please do but you can do or an evening routine. Keeping in mind what you want to prioritize, okay? You have to keep in mind what you want to prioritize in each one of your routines. Some people can't stand a slow morning. Some people literally need to spring out of bed, put their clothes on, and go. I can't think of anything worse. I can think of so many things that are worse than that, but like, ew, that's not how I want my mornings to look. Pick a few things from your time budget that you want to either put into your morning routine, or if you're having a hard time with this too, you could literally just think like, what would the girl in my dreams do? Like, if I could have the morning routine of the girl in my dreams, what would it look like? So I did write us some good examples, okay? So let's say Jennifer is creating her morning routine and she has to leave her house at 8:30 every morning to get to the office by 9. Right now she's waking up at 8:15 and rushing around to get ready so she can go through the Dunkin' drive-thru, because she isn't going to eat lunch since she didn't pack one and she doesn't have a long enough lunch break to get one. So she gets to work feeling scattered and disheveled. She hates that feeling. She wants to start prioritizing learning Italian for her trip to Italy next summer, and she also wants to look and feel her best in the outfits she's going to buy for the trip. Also, she's in the middle of starting her pottery business because one of her favorite hobbies is making pottery on the weekends, and she's decided she's going to start making money from it. So maybe she really doesn't like working out in the morning. Rather, she prefers a calmer, more mind-stimulating morning. So let's help her prioritize learning Italian in the morning, and let's help her not feel so rushed in the morning. Okay, that's the backstory I have written for Miss Jennifer. Now, here's the routine I've crafted for her. 6 o'clock, wake up. Go right in the shower, brush your teeth to help you wake up. After the shower, make your bed, pick out your office outfit, and put on comfy, clean clothes. Okay, so we've already showered, we've already brushed our teeth, we already know what we're gonna wear for the day. Okay, 3 things done before freaking the clock strikes 7 a.m. By this point, it's roughly 6:30ish, and then because we're prioritizing learning Italian, we're gonna spend the next 30 minutes learning Italian. So from 6:30 to 7, we're learning Italian. Do we maybe have a cup of coffee in our hands while we're doing it? Sure, whatever. Whether we're doing it on Duolingo, Lingoda, maybe we're watching a show in Italian with English subtitle, like whatever it is, just we're prioritizing that education and stimulating that part of our brain. Okay, so then 7 o'clock hits, and wow, we still have an hour before we have to leave. That's plenty of time for us to make a little breakfast and get to work on that pottery business. Maybe we make the logo or put some more touches on the website. Maybe we start planning out the prices and how we're going to ship products until about 8 a.m. And now we can put on our outfit we picked out earlier, do our hair and makeup, and leave feeling like our cup is so full. Look at how much Jennifer did before she literally even left her house, okay? Jennifer filled her cup before clocking into the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? You create your morning routine and now create your evening routine, okay? And again, with Jennifer, I've created a routine for Jennifer, okay? So listen up, listen up. Also, I would absolutely, with your morning routine and your evening routines, at least for the weekdays or for the days that you're working, I would timestamp them a little bit, especially because, you know, you kind of need to say like, okay, well, I need to figure out when I want to start my evening routine based on when I want to go to bed so I can wake up for my morning routine, stuff like that. Anyway, okay, sticking with our girl Jennifer, maybe her after work evening routine starts at 6 p.m. because sometimes she gets home from the office at 5:30 and other times 5:50. So let's round it to 6, okay? So if you're like, I don't know, if you sometimes you get home at 5:30, sometimes you get home at 5:50, just push it till 6. Because if you say that your routine is going to start at 5:30 and you don't get home till 5:50, it's going to be so easy to be like, well, it's already 20 minutes later than this routine was supposed to start, so I'm not going to do it at all. Nope. Push it until, like, you know, guaranteed almost every single day, unless something crazy happens, you're going to be home ready to start this routine at 6. Okay, let's get back to Jennifer's routine. Okay, so she knows that if she sits on the couch, she won't get up. So instead, she gets home and changes into a workout set right away, and she's a Pilates princess, and she books the 6:30 p.m. class every Tuesday and Thursday, so there's no time to fuck around when she gets home. She goes to this class and is home by 8 p.m. She makes herself dinner that she's already meal prepped because she's very smartly scheduled that into her time blocking routine already. She watches her favorite show for the time it takes for her to eat dinner, and then she does the closing shift and cleans her kitchen, sweeps the floors, and takes the trash out before showering and getting into bed around 9:30, even though her bedtime isn't till 10:30. She decides she's going to start journaling and reading before bed, and she's not going to go on social media after 10 p.m. So maybe she'll scroll on TikTok for 15 minutes, and then she journals for the next 15 and spends the last 30 minutes of her evening routine getting lost in a good book. Look at our girl Jennifer go. I want to be Jennifer. That sounds so good. Like, she sounds like she's on her shit, does she not? Okay, so routines have been created. Now it's time to time block, so get your Google Calendar out, okay? I do highly, highly, highly recommend doing this on a laptop or a desktop if you can, because it's so much easier to get everything together on a laptop, but you can easily do it on your phone. You just can't make it pretty on your phone, sorry. And yes, if you want to do like a paper planner, that's fine too, but like I was saying, if you're time blocking, it makes so much more sense to use something that can automate and the task, like everything will repeat when it needs to repeat. But also, like I was saying, I do use a paper planner to plan my days because I can see the time block, but I don't go into detail on my time block. So it's like this right now, film episode 36 of Pretty Princess Command Center. Okay, I'm not gonna put the details in Google Calendar. But for example, when I'm doing this, it's like, okay, like set up the lighting, like da-da-da-da. These are little tasks that I can write down in my paper planner on my to-do list. So you know your work schedule. Put your work schedule in there first and foremost. Like this is the thing, like put everything that you know is gonna happen. So Monday through Friday, you work 9 to 5, put that in there. It's gonna look boring, it's gonna look the exact same, but at least you can see how you're spending your hours from 9 to 5. Then, if you have a lunch break in there, if you have your lunch break from 1 to 2, put that in there too, okay? Lunch break, 1 to 2, amazing. And then that's when you could go into your paper planner and like, write, put clothes away. You know what I'm saying? Add your morning routines and your evening routines as time blocks. You could do this however you want. So for example, my morning routine technically is from 6 to 10. That's the amount of time I give myself to complete everything I have to do in the morning. But on my Google Calendar, my morning routine is only from 6 to 7. So I'll wake up at 6 and then I get to like have my chill little morning routine till 7, and then 7 o'clock to 7:30 I'm doing a course on Skillshare or I'm doing XYZ. And then I have workout from 8 to 10. And do my workouts take 2 hours? No, they don't, but sometimes they take an hour, sometimes they take an hour and a half. So I block out in my calendar 2 hours. Sometimes am I already home and showered by 10? Yes, but I like visualizing like, okay, I'm allowing myself this much time for this task. It doesn't mean I'm gonna use it all, but I'm allowing it. So you have your work, you have your routines, and now just add in literally everything else. So education courses you're taking, like from 7:30 like I said, from 7:30 to 8, I have my Skillshare course or my Spanish class, whatever I'm learning. Whenever I'm learning, I add those in. Tomorrow I have a dentist appointment at 1:30. That's in my Google Calendar. I went to dinner on Saturday with my girlfriends. That was in my Google Calendar. You know what I'm saying? Just add in literally everything. Like, look at your time budget that you created and see where all of that fits into your calendar. Because this is all the thing you make, like, these are all the things you make time for. So figure out how they fit in a time blocked Google Calendar. And now figure out where you're going to start habit stacking. Figure out places in your calendar where you can be like, I'm going to start habit stacking. So for the example we used before, you work from home and you have an hour-long lunch break and you habit stacking that. You know what I'm saying? And again, these aren't necessarily things that you have to put in your calendar. They could be things you're putting in your calendar. Like when I do have chores to do, like if I have like a list of chores I need to get done, I'll put that in my calendar as like cleaning or cleaning the house. But then in my paper daily planner, obviously I have those listed. It's like, okay, I need to vacuum, I need to mop, I need to wash my makeup brushes, I need to change my sheets. So Jennifer, you saw in her morning routine, she packs her little lunch while her coffee's brewing. Just like I put the dishes away while my coffee's brewing, Jennifer packs her lunch. She's so smart. Jennifer decides that before she gets in the shower, she picks out her office outfit. That's habit stacking, because it's one less thing for her to have to think about doing later. She's doing it now, coupled with something that she already does anyway. When I get ready in the morning or I drive to the gym, I like to listen, not all the time, but I like to listen to educational audiobooks. That's habit stacking. I'm already driving to the gym. I'm already getting ready in the morning. I might as well habit stack education on top of that. Again, do I do it every single morning? No, of course not. Like I listen to The Basement Yard on Monday mornings. That's what I do. I don't want to listen to an audiobook. I don't want to be educated. I want to listen to The Basement Yard on Monday mornings. You know what I mean? So these aren't strict rules, but they're nice guidelines for you to live your life by. So now you have a shiny new life schedule that makes sure that you are optimizing your life, managing your time, and you're actually on a good path to start becoming the girl of your dreams. Because hello, why would you not want to be the girl of your dreams? That is what we do here. So with all that being said, we have officially concluded episode 36 of the Pretty Princess Command Center. Okay. And always, please submit any of your Princess Diary entries into the Princess Diary. Down below, it's a Google form link. We love Google around here. Google, please pay me. Please, okay? It's always down below. I don't know where it is on like Spotify, Apple Music, and all that stuff, but if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description below. And yeah. So, on that note, I hope you have a pretty princess day.